How are you?
I'm well. Karibu sana, Wesly. And Nataka, because you told me earlier you can speak Chinese, I want you to
Yes.
welcome my audience in Chinese. I want you to tell my audience, hi, tribe. Welcome to GN Inspire. Ebu tuambie in Chinese.
我先说我的名字叫威利我来自肯尼亚是在中国大概9年我欢迎大家到这个 GN Gladys 来学习这个有机会呢是给大家进步他们的生活和他们的学习方式，谢谢。
Oh my, okay. So now, Wes, I don't understand Chinese. So
Yes.
thank you for the visitation and welcoming the audience. Thank you so much. Now tell us, let's start. You will tell us all the story, how you learned Chinese and all that. Where are you currently? And then you will tell us how you learned Chinese.
Currently, I'm in JKUAT, Juja, main campus. I teach here, I lecture here, and in the under Department of Horticulture and Food Security. Basically, I lecture to deal with dryland crop production. We deal also with ecology, agrometeorology, among others. Most of the good thing is to get to meet with the young generation and youngsters and inspire them actually to get much more focus on their studies and also about life. You get to teach them things that help them in the future. So I'm in JKUAT, I'm in Juja, and I'm lecturing here.
Did you always dream to be a lecturer or to teach at the university when you were young? Think back to when you were in primary school or when you were in high school. Did you always think you would be here lecturing?
To me, actually, when I was young, I would see someone who is driving a tractor. I would say, I want to be a driver of a tractor. I would see someone just landed with a plane somewhere, and I would want to be a pilot. And I had a lot of ideas.
I can relate. Hata mimi, there is this interview tulikuwa tunafanya sometimes back, and they were asking me kama I always dreamt to be an engineer. Na nilikuwa nawaambia, not really. Like in primary school, nani anataka kuwa engineer? Did I even know what engineering is all about? But then like pole tu, and I found myself here. So I relate to what you're saying. Unaona mtu ana drive, you want to be a driver and so on and so forth. Lakini, how did you find yourself there? Like if someone wants to be a lecturer, like how did you get that opportunity at JKUAT to be a lecturer? Ulipata aje?
So I think it all starts all the way from primary school because when I was in primary school, especially class 7, my grades were not good at all. And then I had to ask myself, why do some other kids in other schools perform well? Why not me? I can also do the same thing. So I went back home and I asked myself, what can I do to change these things? From that point, and I believe that when we are young and we are focused, you maintain that kind of discipline alongside with you, and it becomes like a habit, and you keep on going. It never ends. And this actually helped me. I succeeded. I scored 348 marks in KCP in a local school somewhere. I joined the Mola Academy. Inaitwa CWAT.
Okay.
Yeah. Inaitwa CWAT primary school. And then after that, I got to join Mola Academy. And then, of course, everyone there had good marks. And then they have passed more than me, of course. But it was an opportunity for me to really work hard, extra hard. So along the way, I managed to perform well, but unfortunately, because of political instability during that time, I had to move to another high school. I went to Kabianga High School, and then because the nature of the area is that it is too humid, and I got an asthmatic attack, and every time I'm failing to go to classes because of that issue. But regardless of the challenges, I worked hard, and then I got a B. of 66 points. And then that's when now we tried applying, joining university. My initial idea at that time is that I want to go and become a civil engineer, So we want to go and join university. And then luckily we were called to join JKUAT University. I came here during the first few weeks. I really wanted to go to civil engineering department. Then I even tried to write the application and other things, but I don't know why I did not submit the application. So I told myself, wherever my hands finds to do, or wherever I find myself in, I have to make it count. And that's when now I worked so hard and extremely hard. And then with also teamwork. Teamwork is also another thing. And then also on the other hand, it's also, you now get that focus now. What is it that you want in life? And then you really want to inspire someone. You really want to learn these new technologies. You really want to work hard on this. And I got myself into that point, and I told myself, if I'm in horticulture, I want to finish with first class. And then during that time is now when we were applying for jobs and other things, and then that's how I landed here.
Okay, so you got first class.
Yeah, I got first class.
Congratulations, Wes, because I don't think it's something easy. So well done on that. I want us to talk about your journey to China.
Yeah.
So in when did you finish JKUAT?
I finished in 2013, that is December. But before then, I realized if we go to the industry without knowing connections and people, it would be difficult for us to survive out there. So I tried to reach out to a few professors in our faculty, and we have Professor Losenge, Professor Nyende, and then they informed me that, okay, there's Chinese partners who are coming to Kenya. They are coming to do some kind of demonstration, and I hope they will give us opportunity for you to even learn these technologies and also to further your studies. So I told him it's fine, it's still in order. And then at that point now is when now they came, they did the demonstration. I attended the demo, I participated in the demonstration, and then through that opportunity, the Chinese leader is our respected supervisor. He's called Professor Xiong Yokai. He asked me to apply alongside 4 other fellow classmates. So I did the application, and I can tell you, the spirit you have in application will also determine the outcome of your application. So I tried all my best, and then I think by April, we were told like, okay, they are starting the selection process, and then by June they gave us the results. So when we are coming for graduation on June is when I'm now receiving the good news the same day that, okay, you have successfully been admitted to Lanzhou University for master's program in ecology. And that's how I ended up now in preparing to go to China.
Okay, that was almost immediately after your undergraduate.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that is nice. And then earlier you were telling me I was pronouncing your university as Lanzhou, and you told me it's pronounced Lanzhou. So think
Lanzhou. Yeah.
Lanzhou.
No,
Yes.
Lanzhou Daxue.
That is the name of the uni.
Yeah, the name of the university.
Tell us about, so you've told us how you got most of these questions I'm asking mostly for my audience, students who are to apply for scholarships and all that. I want us to explore about, you've told us how you got your opportunity. So it came with the scholarship. So ulipata the admission to the university, it came with the scholarship.
Yes, full scholarship.
Full scholarship. So now let's talk about the scholarship, because there are so many students who they've been DMing me, asking me, why do people get these scholarships? So with your experience in China, if someone wants to go study in China, where should they look? Where should they get the scholarship? Where should they be researching?
Yeah, I think there is the main link that connects all the universities in China. Mm-hmm. It's called, I think, China Campus. I will share with you the link, and I hope you can be able to share with everyone. So in that, it hosts all the universities in China that are funded by the government. It can also give you the links to the scholarship that are available in those universities. So your work is just to go and search what fits into your into your plan that what is it that you want to go and study, where do you want to go and study, what is the mode of teaching in that university. Are they using English as instruction or Chinese as a language of instruction? So those are the things that you need to look into. The other thing also you need to look into is the qualification, because some they require the English certificate for proficiency, some do not require. So it will be easy if you have a certificate here indicating that you did all your bachelor degree in English, and it will be easy for you to actually use it as such. So I will share with you the link, and I have been encouraging many people to really go ahead and apply. And then from that link now you can find different universities and different courses. And then for under different courses now you can find also the scholarship criteria that they have. There are some government scholarship, university scholarship, there are some municipal council scholarship, things like that. They are different kind, but the best one is Chinese government scholarship. Yeah, I will be able to share with you the link, and I hope people can look into the link. Every year they have they are open for application from all the way from December to April, 1st April, and then now the intake is usually around September each year.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Sure. And you mentioned that some of the universities will not, or some of the programs are taught in English, or rather they might not require you to learn Chinese before going there to study, right?
Yeah. In most cases, if they tell you your program is a 3-year program and it's an English taught program, the university there organizes for you to learn the basic Chinese knowledge for communication, because you realize you are in an environment where everyone speaks Chinese, so you have to learn at least some basic communication languages, and also to be able to communicate with your teachers. Some Laoshi is a teacher in Chinese. Some Laoshi, they would prefer you to maybe to communicate them with Chinese, and they will feel so proud of the fact that you also know Chinese. So I feel like it is good to learn Chinese, and it is even better even to be able to understand the culture and also the way they do things.
Okay. And earlier on, I asked you to introduce our audience in Chinese when we started this recording.
Yeah.
And you said that you only took 6 months to learn Chinese. Tell us about that. How did you? Is that possible to learn a language in 6 months?
Yeah, I think if you have that kind of will in you, and you have that hard work and persistence in you, then there is nothing impossible. For me, I didn't tell you, I went to China 8 weeks after admission. So imagine catching up for like 6 chapters that I did not study, and trying to catch up, trying to finish all the assignments and all the other like takeaway home cuts and other things for the Chinese language during that in less than 2 weeks. And then as in, there is nothing impossible. So I told myself I can do this. If many people have done this, why not me? So there is something that always should be inspiring me. And it all started when I was young. So I believe that also that inspiration thing that I have in me is driving me further. So I learned Chinese in 6 months, but at the end of 6 months, I could only speak maybe 2 or 3 words. But you go to the street, the language they speak on the street is different than the one you are taught in class. So I had to bring all of them, harmonize all of them. And then also, language is just like a culture. You can't just learn in 6 months. It takes time for you to actually absorb it and be able to communicate it. So I learned in 6 months, yes, but I stayed in China for that now 2 years, 3 years, and then now I'm able to efficiently communicate with other people. I'm able to do some translation if they need me, especially in marathon and other things. So it is a way of like, you learn something and then you have to have passion for it. You just cannot learn something when you are not passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, it's very interesting. You will tell us some of the opportunities that Chinese, knowing Chinese has opened for you? You mentioned that you were among the Kenyans who went to China during the marathon to explain. Is it the last marathon?
Yeah, no, not the last marathon. This was, I think, back then in 2016, and then we had this opportunity to go and translate to our fellow Kenyans from Chinese to English. I used to have another friend also from Ethiopia. He translated from Chinese to Amharic. So at least we were able to coordinate together. So these kind of opportunities, and then you get to meet many people who always want to have an opportunity to invest in Kenya and also to explore Kenya, maybe to come for tourism. And because you know Chinese, they would be, of course, much more attracted to you because of the fact that you are able to speak their language. So it was good. It was good, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And it's really commendable that you learned the language in 6 months, and you said obviously you needed more time, to be more fluent in it and all that. But now you can speak 4 languages fluently. You can speak Kale, Kiswahili, English, and Chinese.
Yes, so I can speak all of them. But my Kale now is disappearing because I think Chinese took over. So I need to learn the vocabulary of Kalenjins.
Okay. I don't know if that is bad. That is good.
Yeah, I realized we need to love our own native languages. They are really special. Yeah. Just the fact that I cannot speak Kale or I cannot speak Luya, I cannot speak Kikuyu is not a good way to go. We need to love our own languages, the way Chinese love their own language. And I realized that when you learn something in your own language, it is easy not to forget about it. You cannot forget about it. It is easy to remember, actually.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah. I want to ask for a favor because I want to ask you to introduce yourself. Just say I'm Wesly, a lecturer. I'm Wesly, a lecturer at JKUAT. I want you to say that in Miss, and then Chinese. You say that in Kiswahili. You say that in English. You say that in.
You are giving me a hard task. Yeah.
Which
should I start? You are testing my language, my proficiency.
Yeah, no. Okay. Really, I'm doing this not to tell, not to give you. I'm asking this, Wesly, just to appreciate the beauty of languages.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let me start with Chinese. 我叫威利，是肯尼亚农业大学的老师。I'm Wesly. I lecture at JKUAT. Mimi ni Wesly. Ninafunza pale Jomo Kenyatta University. Anego Wesly Cheruyat. Anitishie Jomo Kenyatta University. Thank you.
You know, Wesly, do you know? So I studied in the UK and worked in the US. Do you know many people cannot speak more than 2 languages? So many people in the world.
Really?
Right? So the fact that you can speak, I think if you most people can speak maybe 2 languages and that is it. Most people, I think.
Yeah.
I think some people even just 1 language. So the fact that you can speak not 2, not 3, but 4 languages so fluently is really commendable.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm curious, you know, when you remember you were sending me your email and I thought it was a typo. Tell me about it, because I heard when you were saying your name in Chinese, it sounded like not Wesly. How do you say your name in Chinese?
Weili. Uwe the way, Liuli the Li.
Like W-E-A?
Weili. Weili. W-E-L-Y. Really?
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Okay. You sent me your email.
Yeah. The email was also another. I think it was heading there because I opened the email before learning Chinese, so I think there's a connection there, spiritual supreme connection. Yeah, because now my name in Chinese is Willy. My name in Chinese is Willy, and my email is Willy. So I tend to think there is a supreme connection there.
Wow. Okay, because I saw your email and I was like, I'm not sure if this is Willie or this is Wesly. Okay.
Wesly, yeah.
Yeah. So Wesly,
Yes.
I'm curious to know now. I'm curious to know how was your experience in China? So on social media we hear the good and the bad, like the racism, I don't know, difficulty just adjusting and assimilating, or rather like adapting abroad, and all those
Yes.
stories. How was your experience?
Yes.
And I want you to touch on the good, and also please mention the bad. Just generally adapting to life abroad in China.
Yeah. So when I left Kenya, I didn't know that there was something called time difference. So you get to China, it is plus 5 hours of Kenyan time, and the direction was so different. When we have a sunset here, it is morning there, it is like sunrise there. So when I arrived in China, my idea was, of course, jet lag and other things affected me when I was going. I arrived in the night and I couldn't tell whether it was day or night because everywhere is lighting everywhere. So the next day now, I first go to cafeteria to take breakfast, and the first thing I was invited was the spicy food. Empty stomach, spicy food. Oh my God. I said, I'm never going to take spicy food again. Because I had a bad experience. The food first showed me like, hey, yeah, I had a lot of issues, stomachache, with the spicy food. The first time, I realized that okay, that was not milk. It was actually spicy soup. So I thought it was milk because I went to cafeteria and then I ordered because I saw it was white. So then after that, now I'm used to now. After that, of course, I try to ask fellow friends, what is this? What is this? I could only see rice, maybe chicken, and then that time they don't use a spoon. They use chopsticks. So I didn't have chopsticks actually. So I had to go and buy a spoon in the supermarket. Every time I wash it, I put it in my pocket. Imagine that kind of experience for 1 week. And then I told myself, I'm not going to use a spoon anymore. I need to learn how to use chopsticks. And then now, that's when I now learned how to use chopsticks and I could eat like other people. And then the other thing is also about time management. That when they say you have to be in a place by 8, it doesn't mean that you start going there by 8. That's where you fail as us. And then the perception will always be like you are lazy, you don't keep time and other things. So when they say you have to be in a place by 8, you make sure by 7:30 you are there. So my first class, I went there, I arrived at around 8:10, and the lecturer was already teaching. So I told myself, they allowed me in, then they told me next time you come late, you stay outside for 30 minutes. So the next time I tried to go there, I arrived at 8:01. So 8:01 was 1 minute away, but I stayed for 30 minutes now outside as a sign of respect for time. So the next time now, I tried to tell myself I will be in the class by 7:30. You arrive in the class by 7:30, everyone is there, the students are there, the lecturer is there, and you are like, hey, these people keep time. So that time-keeping culture developed from that era now, and then I started now getting into the system. But now I learn Chinese. At this point of learning Chinese now, I would always want to evade Chinese and start my research. But the requirement was you are given an opportunity to learn Chinese for 6 months. So you have to learn in order to communicate. I did this because my professor speaks fluent English. So I was like, I can always bypass and go. But I realized I have to follow the regulation there, learn for 6 months, and then proceed. And then I think those are the first experience that I had. And then also the other thing also is when I went to the street now is when I realized now, of course there is racism and not everyone likes you. But there are some people who likes you to the extreme until they start taking pictures of you when they are away. So that kind of habit developed, and then we could always tell them, okay, you need to ask me and permission for me to take a picture. And then it reached a point whereby now you see this, whether there is racism or no racism, it doesn't need to affect your life, mental health, and your growth. It doesn't need to affect that. That now, when I had that kind of growth, and I was like, it's fine. Everything is fine. Whether you find someone who doesn't like you or someone who likes you, it is still fine. You can work with everyone. So I think that is the best thing. And then the other thing is about China is the infrastructure. They are really well developed. So the equipments in the lab, they are well equipped. And then the research facilities that you need, whatever kind of analysis or whatever kind of work that you want to do in those labs, you are always given that access to go to do research. The other thing is also during that my stay in China now, after finishing Chinese language, I had to go to the village. We call it village because it is a place far away from the city. It's about 130 kilometers where we have another research station. And then while I was there, I was also doing research, but also I'm new to the place, and that's also the people, the natives there, they are like, oh, this person is black and is new like this and this. They would take pictures of me. They would also want to work with me, and they were like, oh, this guy is really going to the field. He's really working with his hands in the field. And then I was told, like, I came here to do research to get some data for my publication and my thesis. So during my master's period, actually, I really learned a lot, and then that's how it actually improved my self-confidence and also reliance on to become more independent in the kind of research or in the kind of life I am living. And then on the other hand, also, I found out that I was the only Kenyan actually in that university, the first Kenyan in that university. So I told myself, I think I need to bring other Kenyans on board to come and do the same course or to do other courses in this. Then we tried our best. 2 Kenyans came, and then we also tried another effort. Another Kenyan came, and then there is another Kenyan now. In at least we have a Kenyan family, and I hope this year we also have more Kenyans who have already gotten the pre-admission, and they are also working on now going back to do the masters and the PhD programs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
okay.
so
Wow.
that's my master's life. Yeah. When I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how? Because I know you were still in China when COVID happened. How was your experience with the whole COVID situation? Were you still in China or you were back in Kenya?
Actually, it was during that time now that I have to come back to Kenya to apply for the new generation passport, the blue one, or how do you call that color?
Okay.
Is it blue? Yeah, the blue one. So
yes.
For me, I came before COVID was reported, because initially the flight that I took, actually I suspected like, hey, there is something weird today with this cold flu that people are having. But when I came home, COVID found me on this other side, and during that time we could not be able to go back. So I came to work, and then I did some other researches here in Kenya, and last year I went back to go and handle the final process of my program, and then it was I did my thesis in less than 8 months, and then I graduated, and I was so happy to finish everything within the duration that I was given. But what I can tell you is that you have to have consistency, discipline, and pressure in order to achieve something. If there is no pressure, you don't feel like you are doing anything. You are enjoying the moment, but it will be hard in the future. So you have to push yourself so hard in such a way that you can feel like after this you can feel relaxed. But during that period, it was really tough. Yes. Yeah.
No, I think I get you. Like the PhD journey, everyone, there is no, I'm yet to meet a PhD student who enjoyed the journey.
Yeah.
Like enjoyed in the sense that they didn't find it difficult or challenging. Like just enjoyed in that period. It's a challenging journey. I want you tell us. I don't think we've talked about what were you researching. No, you are in the field of horticulture, but what were you researching in particular during your PhD? What were you looking at?
In my PhD, actually, my work is focused now because we did some work in East Africa. We did some work in Northwest China, about biochar and how we can actually use biochar to bring in the issue of carbon negativity and improve the productivity in the fields. So we try to incorporate now the biochar with Chinese rain-fed agricultural techniques for farmers in Kenya. And then we did this research in East African Plateau. So my major work actually focuses now on can we use biochar to improve soil structure and soil quality for higher field productivity while minimizing the use of plastic film mulches in our ecosystems. So that's what my work actually focused on my PhD work. So in this case, we always instructed farmers, okay, yes, this biochar can substitute for film mulching, but under certain circumstances when we apply them in the field. Yeah, that's my PhD work. And we focus on now, if we can use these Chinese technologies to produce food in evergreen environment, we can also use it in other regions where they are drought stress, and also in other regions whereby we want to conserve our ecosystems, because farmers will be able to intensify this kind of techniques in their farmlands while minimizing the destruction of our ecosystems. So that's the main focus now. We are building on the ecosystem under the guidelines of United Nations environmental programs.
I'll share your LinkedIn link on the description box below so that students who want to come to JKUAT to study horticulture, they can get in touch with you and ask questions, or those guys who are preparing to go study in China, in Lanzhou University, they can get in touch with you. Dr. Cheruyat, we don't take this for granted, and bye for now.